So there's a bunch of creatures in ARK that do require some practice to get used to, some that have definitely got some advanced controls, and some that you out there have definitely requested me to showcase. So here's 10 of them, hopefully you'll learn something new from. First off, the Maeguana, the latest addition to ARK, a skin variant of a Maewing, if you want to call it that, and with that the same exact controls of what you'll know from a Maewing. But a lot of you out there don't know how to do it super duper glide, so I'm going to try and go through it as best as I can with the overlays I've got installed. Note that the dot on the mouse is off to the right, but just keep an eye on how I go up and down. That's the most important part with this thing. Obviously holding shift whilst gliding in the air is how you glide, and we're just going to move forward. And all we're going to do, we can be traveling anywhere we want, and we're going to nosedive down and flick up and flick back down to get a bit of a boost. So we'll do that, flick up, and then straight out like that. Simple as that. And look at the speed we're getting right now. And as soon as our nose hits up, we flick back down again to get as much speed as possible. If you don't do it quick enough, you don't get the maximum amount of speed. But in doing so, you can glide forever. You can even, as you might notice, be traveling up just marginally inclined to keep in the air as long as you ever need to, especially with this thing having incredible stam. And if you hit the floor at super speed and hold jump and let go, you'll get an incredible amount of height to keep juggling those glides around the map and go anywhere and everywhere you want. This is the best flyer in the game without even being a flyer, for that fact. Once you've understood, perfected how to hit every single piece of land you want, hit jump off it, go straight into your glide and just get that tilt animation, you're going anywhere super duper fast. But it's just a matter of timing of getting that flick just as quick as you can. And if you hold right click, you'll be able to dead stop in the air and glide anywhere to safely. But a lot of you out there have asked me to do this with gamepad controls, and admittedly this is my first time attempting to do it with gamepad controls, but I'm hoping the same logic is going to apply. So same deal with that. It's left trigger instead to glide safely where you want to go. So let's see how we get on now. I don't even know. Is it... Okay, so we hold in the click like that. There we go. And I guess all we got to do is flick down like that, right? Flick down, up. So... Okay, not as easy to do on controller, without a doubt. There you go. We got it. That's it. That was it. That's it. And that's all that you need to do. Hopefully you've learned something there with controlling a Maeguana. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy to do. And that's one. Next one. Okay, so Gasbags, definitely my favourite. Really the reason why I'm making this video. A lot of people during our Extinction playthrough were asking me how to control this, and really triggered why this video is even existing. The biggest rule with the Gasbags really is making sure you're leveling its oxygen. That is going to affect how much gas it's got available for you to play with, right? Let's just go mad on the oxygen on this. There we go. And then to fill it with oxygen, hold right click, get all the gas you can, and you're just going to hit jump and travel in the direction you want to go. Now it's all about just being very gentle, holding down the controls of wherever you want to go, along with jump sometimes. But you don't want to hold jump for too long, or else you're going to go straight up in the air, right? And it's just tiptoeing it. It's like putting air, blowing air into a balloon. You don't want to blow a hole through your ring piece. You want to just keep it nice and gentle. Little force movements, but not too much force. And it'll keep you moving forever and a day. And you can emulate the ability of a glider or flyer without being a flyer. You can do little spins of wherever we want to go. Change direction if we're not happy. If we're flying perhaps too fast past something, we can hit C to let out all the air and land. And obviously, make sure to dismount. This is a big one. This is one a lot of people seem to miss or forget. That let's go up super high, right? And we've realised, oh dear, we are going up way too high. If we dismount and remount, we'll then stabilise where we are in the air and then start moving in the direction we want to go. But let's say We ran out of oxygen completely mid-air. Now, obviously, if I hit the floor, I'm going to take fall damage. It's just going to happen. We don't want to do that. So all we're simply going to do before we hit the floor, just dismount, remount, and the last bit of oxygen you got will see you gently hit the floor without a thud. And I feel like there's all that is to it, really. Obviously, you got a cool little blow away. Get back. I have gas in me. Breath attack. But that's it. I feel like that's all you need to know about this. So, left trigger to put in air. I'm just going to be nice and gentle. Hold jump when we need to and forwards. In fact, feels even smoother to use than keyboard. But the same principles apply. It's just be gentle with the movement. Don't go wild. Just put in your little burst of gas releases whenever you need to, just to keep the momentum going. There you go. Right click to let out all the air you want. So if I had to guess, if it's right click to let out all the air we want, and the same to blow stuff away. Yay! And that's the Gasbags. Again, pretty straightforward, hopefully. Pretty clear to me. Hopefully as clear to you to control as well. And hopefully you've learnt a thing or two from this one. This was the most heavily requested advanced movement controls for this video. So, there you go. Gasbags in the house. Next one. So, the jumping spider and the reason why I'm wearing my Spooder-ass outfit. Another one a lot of people have asked for in how to control. And one in particular that a lot of people say they can't use very well on console, on gamepad. So I'm very curious to see how this one goes. First thing you want to do is make sure you got the thing in your hotbar. And also, worth noting that any levels you can put in this thing is going to increase its clip ammo, which is going to allow you more swings. So less worry about falling to your doom. Simply equip it in your hotbar. Make sure you're in swing mode, because there's a shooter mode as well if you want that as well. But this is all about swinging, right? And all we're going to do, jump, swing, and use control to get about. Use the right click. And juggle these as best as you can. You'll notice, as I'm pulling up, I'm holding control every single time to give me a bit more momentum. And that's going to allow me to travel pretty high and get anywhere we want. Noticing there's a lack of fall damage. You have got a timed limit on fall damage whenever you use the Spooder. Very handy. And if you get really good at it, you can start propelling at insane speeds using what you know you can propel off. You'll notice there and there that if you shoot below you, it won't work. There we go. We'll come off that now. We should get a real good. Oh, look at that. Yeah, we're getting a great launch now. Look at that. We're off. We're gone. Look at the speed we're traveling. And you can definitely go even faster than this, which I'm going to show you in a second. And there we go. Now, what you probably know, but I'm going to show you anyway, is putting a glider on, because having a glider now gives you loads of time to go wherever you need to. Combine it with your Cosmo. Get busy. And then pop on the parachute. And now we're going to travel forever on this thing. You could go pretty much wherever you want, combining it with a parachute. There we go. And that's Cosmo. I feel like there's not more to show there, but you want to know how to do this with a gamepad. So, once you've got the thing equipped, right click to latch on. If it's control to pull in, that's alternate melee, isn't it? So what is alt melee on a gamepad? Right. Well, it should be the same controls as a grapple. So what's that then when it's at home? Okay, so left stick definitely gives you more slack. That should... So R1 should reel you in with a Cosmo on gamepads. So this is possibly people's issues. And it doesn't appear to be... There is... Ah, so there we go. Right, so it's L1 and R1, which is a bit frustrating because it does two different actions at the same time. It brings up your team pinwheel at the same time. I now understand why people are frustrated. But you can do this then. It's L1 and R1 at the same time to reel in, which is crazy. Because you can't swing at the same time. Well, this is something that definitely needs consideration. So you can do it, but good grief, you have got to be way more multitask to do this now. On console, I understand people's concerns now. Oh, no. If I press R1... Oh, there we go. We've cracked it. Okay, so on gamepad, you've got to reel in, then hold R1, then L1. So don't hit L1, then R1. It's R1, then L1. And you'll reel in. Right. Oh, jeez. No wonder people are frustrated with it on console. So there we go. That's how you become Spooderarse on PC and console. Hopefully you learned something with that one. Dreadmane! Something I'm still kind of getting used to in understanding how it controls. But there definitely is a really cool trick in making you glide very, very fast, very, very far with this latest Fantastical Beast edition. So when you're gliding down, you're going to start tapping X to kind of start pumping yourself up. And you're going to find that sweet spot to keep your momentum going. This is something I'm still practicing myself, that I know people can travel super far with. Definitely taking some mastering to do. And obviously you're going to reach a point where you just have to hold X to go as high as you can to repeat again. And you'll notice the wings start panning out if you look up too much, where you'll lose the momentum. So it's kind of just building that right. But that is not too easy to do. But definitely going to travel you far. And of course, this has got some crazy other abilities that we showcased in a previous video. This is simply looking at its advanced controls, its advanced movement, how to get around on one of these things pretty quick. And there you go, just keep tapping jump with this thing. And we're moving fine. We're getting way more distance than if we was to just simply glide down, right? So, how is this going to go on console? I am curious. Okay, well, I guess we'll show it on gamepad then, the same one. So, right, first things first, what is it to go up? So prone should ascend us, but it descends us. So the same button to descend is the same button to black hole. Oh, come on. You can actually use C to descend and use the X button to do a different type of gliding as well, though that one takes even more practice. The wiki even explains there is no ascend button for controller. You're kidding. Well, that's that then. There is no way to ascend on console, unfortunately. Now you know what is up there. The controls, advanced controls to move around quicker on a Dreadmane is an exclusive to PC, it would seem. Hopefully, in response to this video, maybe we might see a fix. Unless the comments know otherwise. If they do, let me know. Okay, so another one a lot of people have asked for is the Yi-ling. How to control the Yi-ling. Hopefully this one's pretty straightforward. I felt like we kind of covered this one when we first showcased the creature, but we're going to do it again. So you jump, press C to get some momentum, and then without hitting anything, hit C. And you'll go into your aiming mode, right? So what you want to do is combine that, get up nice and high, hit C straight away. And obviously, you want to be doing this if you're planning to shoot anything. So once you've hit something with a few feathers whilst you're gliding, do a rupture attack. And in doing the rupture attack, you reset your cooldown. Then you can do one more, go back into A mode. And there we go. And now we can keep our momentum going. There we go. By doing that. As soon as we're able to rupture anything, we rupture, we pop in. Shift C to go back in the air. And we can keep our momentum in the air constantly. And never touch the ground. Definitely a difficult one to master, I think. It took a minute to remember how to do this. As long as you've put some spines into something, you're good. And getting anything from distance is a big win. Because you can go in from far, look, and really propel yourself then. And that's it. I think that's the advanced way to get about on this thing, on the Yi-ling. Not forgetting, of course, if you do latch onto any surface, you'll replenish your dash as well, so you can just jump off it, do that, keep going. Lots of height, lots of maneuverability with this thing to get around pretty well, right? But how easy is it on console? I get a feeling it's not gonna be. That's jump. What's A mode? That's A mode. Okay, so we go into A mode. We need to obviously highlight the target, get the cursor over it, and press... Oh, RB... Yeah, RB and RT to rupture. Okay. Okay, so RB and RT does not rupture this. So that's a lie. It says it's R1 and R2, which I'm doing. To be fair, that ain't even got a cursor to say I can rupture it. Okay, there's just going right. Oh, I don't even know how I did that. Okay, so off a dash. Okay. Oh, okay. So you have to click in the right stick. There we go. So you click in the right stick and you flick up in a direction to do the dash. Okay, that makes sense. So interestingly, on console, you don't have the ability to stabilize midair, which is a real issue. So it should be R1 and RT. The two right shoulder triggers to do. But no combination of doing them seems to allow me to rupture this thing. Jury's out. I don't know on console. I know this is a video about advanced controls, but like I said, I'm doing this for the first time. So console super sucks. I know you was hoping to learn how to rupture yourself. It turns out I have just looked around online as well, and it seems that this is a known issue. This is an ongoing issue. I'm amazed that this is still even a thing, considering how long Aberration has been out. Rupturing seems to be not possible with a gamepad plugged into a PC. I can't believe I'm doing this, but chat, you wanted it. I'm sure you want this for just the trolling, I'm sure, but mana. I mean, to be honest, it's a pretty straightforward thing to control. It's not too difficult, or at least it wasn't as I remember it in ASE, though I was never a fan of it in ASE. Right, so jumping. You get 3 jumps. 1, 2, 3. Then you get dashes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's your lot on them. And you get 1 lunge. And you can combine them in any shape or form that you want. So if you want to do 1 jump, then a dash, lunge, sorry, then some dashes, then another jump, then another jump, then some dashes, laughing. You can combine them in any shape or form that you want. And obviously, as soon as you hit the floor, you can reset your lunges. But the big one is, if you need to suspend in the air, just start shooting. And that's going to prevent you from falling. So you can't do a shoot out of a lunge. So it does need to be a dash. And now we can keep on traveling in the distance that we lunged. Moving at not exactly a super duper speed, but if you needed to stay nice and high, this is a way to do it. Of course, you're going to need a crazy amount of stamina on these things. Stamina is the mana's perhaps most important stat, but it's going to allow you to travel far. To be honest, though, you're probably, if you want to get around anywhere quick, just hit the floor, get your jumps in, get a boost in. Jobs are good done. I hate this creature. I think this is more straightforward on console. Jump, 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 dash, 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 dash. Wait, it's just right trigger in it. There we go. Right click it to dash, Right click out of the lunge. Move the stick. And left trigger to Ice Breath. And there we go. And now we're moving to the end of days. No problem. Look at this jank. I hate this creature so much, man. Now, believe it or not, I had a lot of questions about rock drakes when we was playing Aberration. A lot of people still asking about rock drake controls. So we're including this in the list. I know quite a few out there are probably watching this going, well, they're easy to control, right? I think they are, but a lot of people don't. So, jump. Glide by holding shift, right? And you kind of need at least some downwards momentum to keep gliding. If you glide down more, you're going to go faster. If you glide with your head held high, you're not going to glide as fast, right? But as you can see, there's a cursor wherever we move. And if we look at something and press melee, we'll cling towards it, putting us into climbing mode at the same time. Keep going, and then kind of use that glide to get some momentum. So we glide down, glide up, look at something, laughing. What's weird with this one is looking around, you're not controlling where it's going by using your controllers. You're controlling where it's going by wherever you're looking. Get some nice momentum. Maybe look at this. And then we'll use that to propel us even further than we can gliding. And we just continue to do that. As long as you're within a distance of whatever you want to cling to. The range required, you'll get there. And it's kind of using like a bit of an arc. So you're using the glide to glide downwards to get a bit of speed. Then kind of like circling up when you reach wherever you want to go. And then click melee to get close to it, right? But yeah, the common misconception with these things is understanding that you're controlling looking where you're looking. And also worth noting, of course, you can go into climbing mode at a win by pressing right click. So let's say, I don't know, I'm up here, I've landed here, and all I want to do is simply land below me. I'll just hit right click, and there we go, job done. And I think that's the basics of controlling one of these. It's simple as that. You know, obviously, whatever you cling onto. Let's find something quick before I land. There we go. We can now look at any rock whilst we're in climbing functions and boost straight up to get some good verticality pretty quickly. So on console, surely it's just as easy, right? There we go. We're in gliding. We're going to just swoop down, swoop up, look at something, right click. Yeah! No brainer on console. In fact, feels a little bit easier on console. You can click out of your sprint if you decide, I don't know, for whatever reason, your stamina's dropping and you need to bail out of it because you need to land somewhere. And there you go. Now, there is something a bit advanced with this that, admittedly, I can't do. I've heard rumours of this being a thing, but I can't do it. Let's give it a crack. So obviously you need to be climbing. This won't work without you not climbing onto a wall. And then you need to be looking where a creature is, right? And look at the damage I just did. Without damage numbers, it's hard to tell. I know. And you're doing that same attack. It's kind of like a dash cancel, basically. Not easy to do. Much easier with bigger targets, of course. There you go. But yeah, obviously the bigger the target, the easier it's going to be. So what you want to do, you want to be in constant animation. So you want to almost aim at a wall past the creature that you're trying to get at to really maximize this. So there you go. That's what we was looking for. Look at that. Look at that. Look at her. That's what we wanted. There we go. We got a bit of damage on it, not a lot. Oh, there we go. But I think you get the idea, right? If you time it well, you can get stuck on stuff like Wilds can on you. Very hard to master. But when you pull it off, big damage. Big damage. So, in preparation for Ragnarok when it arrives, because it will be, these creatures are going to be dropping with Ragnarok. And well, there's a very, very unique feature with Gryphons that you definitely need to know about when you're able to get your hands on these when Ragnarok arrives. Whilst there's some cool, awesome functions like being able to shoot from the back of it, its big thing is its glide, right? Everyone loves the glide. It's a cool glide. Glides well. But what's cool about the glide is, especially when you're pumping melee, if you start swinging that melee as you're in mid-glide, you'll do an animation like that and do some serious damage. Although looks like I didn't touch that Spino. Did you see that? Did you see that bar go down and just get some swipes in? We just took off over 1k damage there. Big damage. And if you perfect it and time it well, you'll be killing creatures like no tomorrow. You can normally get at least 2 swipes in, which makes these very handy for wyverns, because wyverns are weak, Gryphons are not. Popular to belief. They are spongy. Not spongy, the opposite of spongy. They are melty. And being able to dive, you've got the time to get in and out. Get some melee hits in. Laughing. There we go. Oosh. Oh, that's the way to do it. Right. Console. Let's find a wyvern. There we go. Say, in fact, it feels like even easier. Oh yeah, I'd say it's even easier on console to control these. Definitely. Feels like it is anyway. Oh, without a doubt. I'm able to do much tighter turns. Oh my god, look at that. Gryphon all day, son. Honestly, it's insane. That melee attack is just something else. Try and get it on the upward strike if we can. That'd be nice. Oh, there we go. That was nice. Gryphons all day, son. There's a reason why I love Gryphons. That is why. Best flyer in the game. Big fan of them. Well, speaking of wyverns, and pretty much any flyer that whenever you let go of whatever movement you're going in, you'll notice you keep moving for a short period of time. Let's do it a bit closer to the land so you've got an idea right there. You always start going forward just that bit more and slow down into a stop. Well, with most creatures, most flyer creatures, there's an air brake. So if we hold X, you'll notice we stop a lot quicker. Holding X stops us in the spot a lot quicker. Let's try and offer an example of how much quicker that is. Let's use a landmark. So this is me stopping as soon as I touch this sea. Pretty much gone across the entire pool. This is me using the air brake. Barely moved. Massive difference. Worth noting. Especially with wyverns that travel much further when you want them to stop where you want to stop, right? The button associated with air brake, which is probably why I never knew this was a thing until I got on PC, until quite recently, actually. People told me in the comments. Doesn't look like you can do it. It should be holding right click. But it ain't. It's not doing anything. Oh, well, that's just stupid, isn't it? There is no way to do this. Okay, so there is no way to do this. But hey, if you're on PC, Airbreak for days, son. Console, not so much. Leaving us with this beauty and come on, if you don't know ARK by now, you don't know what I'm about to show you. I can't believe this is still a thing in the game. I'm going to guess at this point, it's never going to be patched. So take full advantage of this. If you want the quickest land mount in the game, you've got it right here as the kitty cat. Doesn't really need controls because it's pretty straightforward. Jump. Keep hitting jump as you hit the floor. And watch how fast you begin to go. I'll just do it. I'm kind of curious to do it on console, to be honest. Oh, just as easy on console. Here we go. Here we go. Let the fun begin. Just slightly not as easy on console because you got to turn at the same time to make the most of it. Yeah, it's just slightly easier on PC because you can turn and hit spacebar at the same time. You will take extraordinary fall damage pretty quickly. Oh, boo. Incredible speeds. Incredible speeds. Get an auto clicker and you're laughing. You'll just fly around the map on this thing. There's a reason why people call this super Thyla. This isn't the reason why, but it feels like the reason why. Quicker than any land creature. And there you go! Thyla jumping! 10 movement controls, 10 advanced movement controls for you to go wild on dinos that you may know about, you may not know about. And I hope this has helped someone. If it has, do comment below, let me know, and advise if you've got any other cool, awesome, advanced movement controls you don't know about, I don't know about. Until the next one, my name's Raasclark. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and as always, peace out.